So I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but I sort of accidentally fell into filmmaking as a full-time job. Like, I was creating content for the fun of it. I was getting a lot of enjoyment out of just creating videos of absolutely anything and everything. And then I sort of picked up some client work along the way, and I never sort of envisioned myself actually doing this full time because I didn't want to lose my passion for it. Like, I literally remember saying that to someone once. This guy was like, why don't you do this full time? You could like make so much money, work for yourself, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I just don't want to lose my passion for it because I got so much enjoyment out of it. And I found as of late, I'm literally not creating anything apart from like my YouTube videos like this or content for clients. So I'm not really doing anything just for the sake of making anything and being creative and getting a lot of enjoyment out of that. So I want to change that. I recently worked on a project with a friend of mine. I did an interview with him. He's a local photographer, and I just wanted to interview him and sort of document his journey and showcase what he does and whatnot. And so, yeah, I made a video on that, and it's linked in the description if you're interested in seeing it. And in today's video, I'm going to break down the lighting setup that I use because it was a little bit different. So I thought I'd just give you guys a little breakdown. What's going on, guys? If you're new to the channel, my name's Rachel and I run a video production company called Rite Visuals in Melbourne, Australia. If you're into filmmaking tips and behind the scenes, be sure to check out my other videos and find me on Instagram. So I just wanted to dive a little deeper into the lighting setup that I'm using. There was 3 lights. I've got a Keylight setup, a rim light, and then another background light. So the key light that I used was the Nanlite Forza 200, and this was placed on a 45-degree angle from the camera, slightly elevated and tilted down towards the talent. When you're shooting in a space that has a window, you want to position your light on the same side as that, and that is called motivating your light. And the reason you do that is because if you have a window over here and then your light being lit from this side, it's going to look a lot more natural than if you have a window over that side and you're being lit from here, because you can visually see a window and then the lighting's coming from this side, so it just sort of doesn't make sense. Whereas if you can see a window, light on that side, and then it looks like the talent is being naturally lit by the window, even though they're not. They're being lit by your artificial light that you've placed in a position to make it look as realistic as possible. And that is called motivating your light source. And that is just something that I always do. Whenever I enter a space, I figure out where I want to position my talent, and then I always place my lights on the same side as the windows, just to make it look way more natural. Now, following on from motivated lights, as you can see above Ed, there is a light bulb that is dangling down and it has warmer tones to it. And towards the top of the frame in the background, you can actually see that it's a bit warmer. And so what I did with the rim light is I set it up to a warmer color temperature so that it sort of color matches the light that was overhead, and it just makes sense for the space. Again, this is really just motivating the light source to look as natural as possible. My rim light of choice for this shoot is the Nanlite ParvoTube 6C. What I love about this light is it's super light, super compact, and runs off a USB-C charge. And you can change the color temperature, and it has special effects as well. So it's just a really great light to have in your kit. Chuck it in your backpack and you're good to go. In terms of placement of the rim light, it is 180 degrees away from the key light, so literally just opposite, facing towards the talent. So the space that we were in had a lot of character, and I thought it would be the perfect opportunity to use my Nanlite projector kit to beam a interesting pattern onto the back wall. If you're not too familiar with what this projection lens is, it is essentially an attachment you add to the front of your Forza 60 to creatively shape the light with an aluminium cutout that has a design embedded. Now you can just use the projection mount as a spotlight, or you can add some gobo slides into the front of it so that it can shape the light into some interesting patterns. The projector attachment also has its own focus ring, so you can make the pattern on the wall super crisp and sharp or just blur it a little bit. Just totally depends on the creative style you're going for. All in all, I'm pretty happy with how this lighting setup ended up, and I'm really looking forward to working on more passion projects in the future. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video, guys. I hope you learned something. If you did, let me know down in the comments and consider subscribing to my channel. I'll catch you in the next one.